What if the mind you have today is not the mind you are destined to live with tomorrow? What if your reactions to pressure, disappointment, and uncertainty are not permanent features of your personality, but patterns that can be retrained? Science calls this capacity neuroplasticity, the brain's lifelong ability to modify and strengthen neural connections in response to repeated experience. Scripture revealed the principle long before neuroscience gave us the terminology. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Welcome to the Firelight Advantage. I am Dr. Vivian Atud, and today we are exploring how neuroplasticity and biblical meditation can help you build a mind capable of remaining grounded, discerning, and resilient under pressure. Let us begin with a foundational truth. Your brain learns what you repeatedly practice. Every repeated thought, emotional response, and behavior strengthens a pathway. When you repeatedly rehearse fear, your brain becomes more efficient at detecting threats. When you continually replay rejection, betrayal, or failure, the mind can begin interpreting new situations through the lens of old pain. But the opposite is also true. When you repeatedly practice focused attention, constructive interpretation, gratitude, emotional regulation, and truth-based reflection, you give the brain new patterns to strengthen. This does not mean pretending that pain does not exist. Resilience is not denial. Resilience is the capacity to experience difficulty without surrendering your identity, judgment, or future to that difficulty. Research on meditation suggests that consistent practice may support attention, cognitive flexibility, and emotional regulation. Studies have also associated meditation training with changes in networks involved in self-awareness, stress response, and executive control. But biblical meditation adds a distinctive dimension. It is not simply emptying your mind, it is intentionally filling your attention with truth. Psalm 1 describes the person who meditates on God's instructions day and night as a tree planted beside streams of water, rooted, nourished, and able to remain fruitful through changing seasons. That is a powerful picture of resilience. The storm may change your environment without changing your foundation. So how do you apply this practically? Use what I call the renew practice. Recognize the pattern. Notice the thought that repeatedly controls your emotional response. Perhaps it is, I am going to fail. They will reject me. I cannot recover from this. You cannot transform a pattern you refuse to identify. Examine it in the light of truth. Ask, is this thought entirely true? Or is it an interpretation shaped by fear, fatigue, or past experience? 2 Corinthians tells us to take thoughts captive. That means we do not automatically accept every thought that enters the mind as an authoritative instruction. Name the biblical truth. Choose a specific scripture that speaks directly to the pattern. For fear, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. For uncertainty, trust in the Lord with all your heart. For adversity, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Do not choose 20 verses. Choose one truth you can deeply internalize. Engage the truth slowly. Read it, repeat it, reflect on its meaning. Visualize how you would think, decide, and respond if you truly lived from that truth. This focused repetition is where spiritual formation and mental training begin to intersect. W. Walk it out through one action. Neural change is strengthened not only by thinking differently, but by behaving differently. Make the phone call, set the boundary, return to the assignment, ask for help, rest without guilt. Take the next faithful step. Biblical meditation is not an escape from action. It prepares you for wiser action. Practice this process for 10 focused minutes each day. Not because 10 minutes is magical, but because consistency matters more than occasional intensity. Over time, you may begin to create a vital space between what happens to you and how you respond. That space is where wisdom operates. That space is where emotional regulation grows. That space is where resilience is formed. You are not condemned to repeat every mental pattern you inherited or developed in survival mode. Your brain can learn. Your mind can be renewed. Your responses can mature. And your adversity does not have to become your identity. It can become the training ground where God develops deeper wisdom, stronger character, and greater capacity within you. The fire does not always come to destroy you. Sometimes the fire reveals what has been built to endure. This is the Firelight Advantage with Dr. Vivian Atud. Subscribe to the channel. Share this message with someone navigating a difficult season. And remember, what you repeatedly meditate upon will eventually influence how you interpret, respond, and live. Choose your focus with wisdom.